Well, it was a lull before another potential market storm today. Investors sat on their hands as they nervously awaited a key speech tonight by the US Federal Reserve Chairman Ben Bernanke on how he plans to revive the American economy. Speaking of revivals, Fairfax Chief Executive Greg Hywood has a task on his hands. The media group today posted a $391 million annual loss. That's the result of the company having to write down the value of its newspapers by $650 million. But investors were buoyed by the Fairfax turnaround story. Shares rose 7%. Elsewhere, shares in fund manager Perpetual shot up 10% on the promise of a $70 million share buyback. Property group Lendlease shed 4% despite reporting a $493 million profit. The banks were weaker and Telstra gave up some of its recent gains, dropping more than 1%. The Australian dollar was also treading water, up slightly against all the major currencies. Now, as the fighting continues in Libya, here's another reason the rest of the world wants it to stop and stop quickly. Libya holds Africa's biggest oil reserves, but production has, as you can see, gone off a cliff. Analysts believe it could be a year before exports return to their normal levels and take the pressure off global crude prices. And finally, the music business has had its fair share of challenges in the age of digital downloads, both legal and not so legal. But one bright spot is the newfound love of all things vinyl. In the US, LP sales are rocketing up the charts. They rose 40% last year. Back to Black could have an entirely new meaning. Don't forget Inside Business on Sunday morning. Neil Woolridge speaks to the outgoing Woolworths boss, Michael Luscombe. And that's finance.